Hey guys and girls, this is Goblin Overkill, and what I'm going to record now is going to be a kind of a special ADOM feature. Because what I saw and heard all the time is that a lot of people have rather big problems keeping their ADOM characters alive during the early game. And that's why I've decided to make a kind of tutorial run, especially for people who are rather new to the game and got these problems, in order to show them what to take care of, explain in detail how you keep your characters alive best, in my eyes. I'm not the perfect player either, but I hope I can give you a couple of hints. Well, therefore, we are going to create a new character, and this character is going to be one of the most fragile race class combos in the whole game, so I also have to take big care not to die. We are born in the month of the book, which is not the best month for a survivor, but well, we take what we get. Gonna be a specific character, male, and the kind of character that we're going to play is a Mist Elf Thief, which is among experienced ADOM players one of the most challenging race class combos. I've never won with the Thief so far, and I've also never won with the Mist Elf, but I'm going to take a really good care and try to keep this character alive. The attributes, as always, are going to be distributed randomly, and we've got 3 talents to choose from, and that's the first important decision. Since we are playing a Mist Elf, I think that we will start with very low toughness and very low hit points, so it is definitely a good idea. Oh, we cannot even choose the hardy talent because our toughness is so incredibly low. Okay, then we do not take hardy. Instead, our main priority should be to run away from everything that could be willing to kill us. Therefore, we take Long Stride and we take the Quick talent. Apart from that, I want to kill the enemies from as much distance as possible if I have to fight them. And therefore, I directly start with a good shot talent, and I'm going to increase these missile talents from the very beginning. Our character is going to be called Freddy. Freddy the Frightened. And here he is. Freddy the Frightened, male, level 1, glass cannon, Mist Elf Thief. He starts with only 7 hit points, which is really abysmal score. It's horrible. However, before we take a closer look at Freddy, let us enter the first town at the end of this row. This is the town of Tirigno. Going to enter this town. This is a completely friendly town, so here we do not have to be afraid of anything as long as we do not attack anybody. So now let's take a look. Our character has 11 strength, that's not too much. 21 learning is very good, so we will be able to increase our skills rather quickly as soon as we level up. Talking about skills, our high priority skills will be alertness, which allows us to dodge magic attacks, which will be very, very important. Then detect traps, because traps are going to be super deadly for us. We're going to increase that from very early on. And first aid, because it allows us to regenerate a rather big amount of our hit points per successful applying. But I think maybe the most important ones are alertness and detect traps, in order to keep away from these deadly magic attacks that could kill us with a single blast. Well, we were talking about those stats. We have willpower 10, which is rather bad either. Dexterity 23 is very good therefore. That's good for a spellcaster, good for dodging. Toughness 7 is everything but good. That's one of the reasons why we have so little hit points. Charisma and appearance are not so important, you can rather ignore them. Mana 23, well, don't really need that for this character either. And perception 21 allows us to look quite far on the map, that's good. Now let's check our equipment. We have got a robe with 1 point of protection value, a light cloak with 1 point of defense value. We are currently using 2 weapons, a mithril short sword and a mithril dagger. But wearing 2 weapons is only worth it if you've got 2 weapon combat trained. As long as we do not have that, this is a big loss of energy during a fight. So I will unequip this mithril dagger and just use the mithril short sword. Braces of defense are fine. Those light boots are amazing. Usually light boots have 0 points of protection, but these boots have 3 points of protection. That's a big advantage that we have above an average character. And also we start with the short bow with 4 mithril arrows. One thing that might be interesting to explain is that mist elves have a specific race feature. They are not allowed to touch what they call impure metals, which is all kind of lower metals, mainly iron. That's why all their metal items from the start on are made out of mithril. However, we must take good care, because every turn that we're wearing an iron item, if we should equip one by accident, we get damaged. So we definitely do not want that to happen. Apart from that, we've got 1 iron ration that we can eat and a pair of thieves' picks to open doors. Well, that's what we start with. The first question now is, which quests do we want to choose? There are, well, 2 mutually exclusive quests and 2 additional quests that you can get in this town. The exclusive quests are the healer quest, which allows us to learn the healing talent, and the druid quest, which allows us to learn the herbalism talent. Both are quite helpful, but since we're such a weak little character, I think that healing would maybe be the better choice. Also, the healer quest is a little easier. That's why I choose this one. Here is the village elder, and he gives us the quest. I will not read all the stuff to you. I rather focus on the game mechanics. Apart from these mutually exclusive quests, there are 2 additional quests that you could get. One I want to get from this little tiny girl with the red flower in her hair. She gives me the so-called puppy quest. We should return her puppy from a dark cave. And the other quest is to slay Kranach the Raider Lord, but I'm not gonna choose that quest because it's way too dangerous with this character early on. So, that's what we start with, and I think we could now, at this point, leave Tyrinio. Now, where to go? Well, sometimes I would now take a short visit to the small cave in order to summon some low-level monsters. Should we do that? A little risky, but I think it's okay. So we go up here. Here we see the entrance to the small cave. Let's get in there. Now we've summoned the monsters. Oh, and we've got directly a skeleton and a kobold right next to us. Both hostile? Yes, both hostile. We should rather try to get rid of them. We cannot leave this room now because we've got monsters right next to us. So we have to kill them. Let me try if we can maybe get a little distance to one of them. No, it doesn't work. So the question is, whom do we fight first? We've got 4 points of protection. That should save us quite well. So let's go to Berserk is too risky. You see, if we change to tactics, our defense value changes. Also our attack value, but defense is rather important. We do not want these guys to hurt us. Is that an ordinary kobold? Yeah. So I fight in normal mode. That leaves us 19 points of defense and 4 points of protection, which is quite fine. And I try to first kill that kobold. Missed him. And we killed him with the second strike. Let's try maybe a little more aggressive against the skeleton. And it's also dead. Fine, that worked. We take these 2 scrolls with us. And the iron ration. You see there's no door to be seen, so I search a little because I'm quite sure there will be a secret door. We found it. Excellent. Maybe we'll come back later. Also, there is a tension message, which means there is a special tension room on this level, which is also quite fine, but don't need to talk about that right now. That's everything I wanted to do here. Now let's start with the first quest. Yeah. I was just wondering if we should visit another place first, but that's too dangerous with that character. The first quest that we're going to do is over here, the village dungeon quest. So what do we have here on the ground? A throwing knife, might take that with us. we see this door is stuck. What you can also see is that I opened the door from a diagonal angle, from the northeast of the door. I do that because sometimes these doors can be trapped, and this trap could be a stone block trap, which means that a stone block falls from the ceiling directly in front of the door, doing big amounts of damage and smashing fragile characters like ours with one blast. That's why I will never ever try with this character to open a door from a direct direction. Here we go. We see this door also is closed, but we cannot get to this door from a diagonal angle. What we might try to do just to check it out is to apply our detect traps skill a couple of times. See if we can find any traps here. 4. No, don't do that. 5. We do not find any traps, which means maybe there are none, maybe we just didn't find them. Detect traps is at 47, which is, well, average. And here is the first enemy in this dungeon. This enemy is a bat, a large bat, I think. Yes, a large bat. Those can do quite some damage against us, so we will try to kill this bat from a distance with our bow. Hit it, excellent. We might directly eat this corpse because we do not have that much food with us. Oh, and directly again, here is a closed door. Let's check for traps again. No traps to be found, so I'll try to open it. We have no other chance, but the door opens, it was not locked, and indeed there was no trap in there. But an orc and a jackal await, and we will again try to kill them from a distance. Missed the jackal, missed him again, and that killed him. Now let's see if we can also kill the orc. We could not, and now we're out of ammunition. I do not really want to melee him, so I run away in order to get some more distance in this one space between me and him. Ah, crap. Doesn't really work. Now it worked. Because he throws his dagger at us. And we are now going to do exactly the same. So unequip the short bow. Instead, equip the throwing knife that we found. And let's throw that knife at the orc. Yes, that worked. He is dead. He threw at us a crude knife, which we are not able to use, because this is one of the lower metal items that I told you about. A giant rat is not really dangerous, but still we try everything in melee, in ranged combat. Definitely we should not forget to pick up our arrows again. And since that's a bigger supply than the one knife, we will change back to them. Sadly we cannot progress any further here, so we also have to open the other door. And this is a little problem. This is a cat, a wild cat. If you're a little spoiled in ADOM, you know that killing cats might become a rather big problem in the future. So many people directly quit the games as soon as they accidentally kill a cat. I would recommend you not to do that. If you find a cat in the early game and this cat means some trouble to you, you should definitely just kill it in progress. It will take, if you've got problems in the early game and you didn't get that far, it will take you a whole long time until you reach that point where this killing cats even matters, and even then you could also progress if you killed a cat. So do not put too much weight on that. Still, I will try to get rid of that cat on another way. So it follows us. Oh, no, it's not hostile anymore. Let's see if it stays like that. Still not hostile. Maybe we can outrun it. Oh crap. Now it is hostile and we cannot get past it anymore. However, I think we already checked this door for traps, so let's see if we can open it. Yes, that worked. That allows us to surround the cat, and I will try what I wanted to do first. Definitely, if you are next to a monster and you don't want to attack it, always go to coward mode to increase your defense value. That greatly reduces the chance of being hit. Now, surround the cat. Come on, follow me. There it comes, and I will try to lock this cat in the room at the end of this corridor. Come, catty. It is not really hostile. Sometimes it gets hostile, sometimes not. No, it is aggressive again. So, come on, come into this corridor. Come, kitty, kitty, kitty. Follow me. Therefore I go directly to the end of this corridor, and now I try to get around it. Ha! It works. And since cats are not humanoid, they cannot open this door anymore. That means as long as no humanoid monster comes this way and opens the door, we will never see this cat again. I think that's quite a practical way to get rid of these cats. Before we open this door, we will also apply our detect traps skill a couple of times. Usually the traps are only activated if you try to kick a door or so, but sometimes it also happens if you just try to open it. I think that this door is not trapped, but we cannot know, so we rather take the other way first, where we know that there is an open door. Kobold gets hit from a distance. We do not really hit it. But the kobold picks up a pair of thick garnets. That's not bad. Thick garnets are definitely good to have, because I know for sure, because I played this game a couple of times, that thick garnets give usually at least 1 point of protection value. And you can remember this in the early game, each single point of protection value that you can get is worth it. So unequip our gloves with a 0 protection value, and instead we equip these gauntlets. They might be cursed, but do you see that? They give us 1 point of defense and 4 points of protection. That's excellent. Let me check if they're cursed. And they're not even cursed. That was one amazing finding. Ho ho ho! That makes the whole thing a whole lot easier, I think. Holy cow, that was lucky. However, we should still keep up the concentration, because it's crystal clear that there are so many different things that could kill us with one single blow. If we just accidentally step into a stone block trap on the ground or something like that, we will surely be dead with 7 hit points. So especially in this early game, we must be damn careful. Light boots. No. At first we check that for traps. Don't find any traps. Don't find. I usually search 5 or 6 times. If we don't find any, I can try to open the door. That seems like a rope. We don't need to take that with us, because we already have a rope. It's not very likely that this one's better. I would never ever equip these items without a realistic chance of increasing my protection value. A good chance, because you might get stuck on a cursed item that will keep you from equipping other nice stuff in the future. Or you might even get stuck with a very bad item. However, we found the downstairs, and we successfully scouted the first level. Usually with such a careful character, I try to scout each level completely in order to make sure to get all the advantage I can get, all the loot, all the experience, everything. This hobgoblin is not hostile, so I will try to get past it. There is a command ~S for switch position, to switch position with a non-hostile monster. Now he follows us, which might mean that he got hostile. Yeah, I think he did. So let's kill him from a distance. Yes, that worked. And for the first time, we reached another level. Excellent, level 2. Like I told you, our biggest priorities are alertness. We can increase that by a maximum of 9 points. And we get maximum, fine. Alertness helps us to dodge enemy combat spells, and also to detect traps without stepping into them. Second thing that we definitely need to increase is detect traps. 56 is also a very nice stat. And then we've got a couple more increases. On which talents do we want to use them? Definitely first aid is going to be increased. Very good survival talent. Then disarm traps. Oh, that was the wrong button. That was one wasted attempt. I put the last 2 ones on disarm traps. Or maybe also one on dodge, which also is a nice survival talent. Pick up the arrow and continue. Here you see a trap in the ground. That's an open pit. Luckily, a monster has stepped into that trap, so we can see it. Otherwise, such a pig trap could also break our neck. One nice thing about leveling early is that it gives us hit points. We've now got 9 hit points, which still is abysmally low. Does it exist? I don't know. Okay, I think if I need a better overview, you can always press the F10 key in order to switch between ASCII mode and graphical mode. So you can see that we have not been beyond that door. So that's where we go next. You see that I try to kill each and every enemy from the biggest possible distance in order to not give them any chance to hurt me at all. Come on, kill this guy. That didn't work. This rat is now in melee range. I try to run away and get a little distance. Doesn't work. An orc comes from behind, so I'll try. I think I have to melee this rat, but a rat can hardly punch through 8 points of protection value, so that works quite fine. Same with this kobold. 8 points protection value is actually quite a lot. For this early game, you should be well prepared. But the biggest danger for us is not enemies in melee. The biggest danger is traps or magic. However, we will not take any risk. You see that we already lost one of our mithril arrows. I'll try to use them as long as possible, but at one point we definitely need a new stack of ammunition. Here's another open door. Still we have not found the upstairs, but this is definitely very good for us. At the moment we've got an armor with 1 point of protection value, but this kind of armor, a leather armor, has an average protection value of 2. So I am gonna risk that it might be cursed and just equip it. Here, you see it has got 2 points of protection value. I want to know if it's cursed, so I try to unequip it again, and it's not cursed. Fine. That gives us another point of protection value, and we can drop that road because there is no reason to carry it around with us. Oh! We just stepped into a trap. Did you read that? A gush of water suddenly hits you. Luckily that was just a water trap. If it was a fireball trap or a stone block trap, it could have killed us. That can never be completely avoided. You just have to do all you can in order to minimize the risk. So we again have to check one of the closed doors. So can we find any traps here? Apparently there is no trap at this door. Fine. The wall mirrors many distorted images of you. Okay, because I think we are quite beautiful. That should give us an increase on charisma. Yeah. This little guy is a goblin rock thrower, and well, it is not hostile. If it gets hostile, I'll show you a little trick, because it is sometimes clever. Now it is hostile. Because this guy now starts throwing rocks at us. And these rocks are very, very useful missile weapons in early game. Not melee, but missile. I think it's pronounced melee, isn't it? Because in one of my last episodes I pronounced it wrong and somebody told me. However, I do not kill this guy, I just run away from him, he can hardly harm me, and I pick up all these rocks that he throws. So I get a nice little supply of rocks as for the times when our arrows are, our stacks of arrows are gone. There's another. So kill this guy and wait for the other guy to throw even more rocks. Fine. That's good for us. In the early game, a couple of goblin rock throwers are a very, very nice finding. Come on, dude. Throw a couple more rocks, please. I don't mind it. Actually, I even appreciate your art. Okay, now let's kill this guy. He should not be able to do as much harm, because now I want some arrows from this kobold. Come on, Kobold. You are an amazing archer. Show me how good you can shoot. It's a little boring to watch, but it's very, very effective if you want a nice supply of missiles early on in the game. There comes another Kobold. Oh, that's lucky at the moment. We get 4 enemies who all grant us missiles in a row. What about this guy? Well, he's not hostile, so let's keep it like that. However, we found the downstairs, and since the only room that we have not scouted on this level is separated by a closed door that we cannot reach from a diagonal angle, I will ignore that room and just continue down to the next level. So here we go. What happens? We're getting hungry. I do definitely not want to walk around while hungry, because that decreases our fighting power, so we eat 1 iron ration directly. This female gnoll is rather dangerous. Gnolls can do some damage, so we definitely want to fight it from a distance, but it also gives us enough experience for another level up. Again, once on alertness, once detect traps, once disarm traps, once first aid, and what else do we want to increase? Maybe a little more stealth might also help us. That's also a good survival talent. We got 1 more increase, and take that one on. Usually backstabbing more or less increases by itself. However, there's not much else that we can do. I put that on backstabbing. Also, we get another talent, and as I told you, we are further going to increase our shooting talents. So the next one we take is Keen Shot for 2 more points of hit and damage with missile weapons. These cutpurses can do quite some high melee damage, so again, it's missile time. And all the training pays off. Our bow skill has just increased to level 2, giving us higher bonuses to hit and damage with bows. This message tells us that, again, there is a tension room on this level. And these tension rooms have advantages and disadvantages. It's kind of a matter which beasts are within this room. Loaf of bread. That's another leather armor. I do not want to risk equipping this because we already have one, and ours is not cursed, so no need to get stuck on a cursed item. Closed door. We ignore that for the moment. First we check everything else. And these beasts are quite nasty, these little clawbugs, because they have an armor-piercing attack. So we definitely do not want this guy to get next to us. Clawbug Corpse would give us some dexterity, but decrease our willpower. I think that's not worth it. Diagonal angle is okay, so check this for traps. No traps, so open it. Ain't there some kind of... no. Anything else that we could check? Yeah, well, I guess that the tension will be here, so I'll check this direction first. I think we can risk that if we check it closely with detect traps. Oh! You discover a hidden trap on that door. That's why we checked it. You can see it better if you change to ASCII mode. The question is now, what do we do? Do you want to try to disarm the trap with 66 disarming? I don't think so. If we can find the downstairs without dealing with that trap, we will do that. Because that might be really dangerous. But well, as you can see, the downstairs are on the other side of that trap. We checked the whole remaining level, no downstairs, so we have to get past it. So, let's hope the 66 is enough. 13 hit points is really not much. 2 types of traps might be deadly. However, let's try it. Disarm trap. Where is it? G on this trap. You do not manage to disarm it. Let's try it again. You managed to disarm the door trap. Excellent. That's what we wanted. The door's locked, but now we could easily pick the locks without any danger. Don't see anyone with... Oh wait. Pick locks is N, yeah. You unlock the door, excellent. So let's take a look in there. That worked fine. Do the same again here. Detect traps. No traps. The door is stuck. Oh, this is the tension room. And this is a rare sight. A pixie tension room. Well, pixies are rather dangerous. However, we have to deal with them. They can teleport. That makes them a little annoying to fight. Let's try it from a distance again. They've got a very high dodge value, which makes it especially tricky. Let's see if we can melee it or if it does damage. Usually with our protection value they should not be able to do big harm to us. Without reasonable armor this would have been dangerous. Okay, we reached level 4, that's good. Increase alertness further. Increase detect traps further and disarm traps, both above 70 now, that's good. Dodge, one more time dodge. And last but not least, maybe also put one on pick locks. Still we're surrounded by these pixies. Let's try to get rid of them. That's actually quite nasty. I'm very happy that we found these nice equipment increases already. Otherwise it would have been a very dangerous situation. Well, we could eat a pixie corpse. In the later game that gives you some advantages because they can give you the teleportitis intrinsic. But actually I'm not gonna try that right now because uncontrolled teleportation would now be an uncalculable risk. Level 5, they give some nice experience. Disarm traps above 80 is cool. First aid ones. Oh, that was the wrong button. What did I increase? Pickpockets. Well, maybe also backstabbing once more, and one more increase on stealth to get it above 70. And our health increases. That's excellent. I guess we got one more increase that I didn't realize. We've got now toughness 9. That's already our potential maximum, but at least we have more than 20 hit points now. It's still not much, but a whole lot better than what we started with. Another pixie corpse that we don't need. Here is one arrow. Did we forget any other arrows? Yeah, we did. Here. The ASCII mode is sometimes very helpful to find missiles on the ground or stuff like that. Finish off that bat. There's one more pixie. I cannot remember ever having found a pixie tension room. However, locked door. Let's check if there's a trap. You discover a hidden trap once again. Since we have to go through here, we must disarm this trap. We managed to disarm the trap. Excellent. The door is still locked, so let's open it. Do not manage to unlock it. You unlock it. Fine. What about this door? That's a lot of micromanagement, checking all these doors, but it's really important with this kind of fragile character. No traps here. But a floating eye, and floating eyes are dangerous because they have got a paralyzing attack. If they get next to you, that can be very dangerous. However, let's also kill this orc. we have successfully scouted the first 3 levels of the village dungeon, and I suggest let's end this episode at this point. We were doing all this early exploration with very low speed, very carefully, so it takes a lot more time. I hope it doesn't bore you too much, and maybe it shows you a little how to deal with fragile characters in early game. So far, this works quite fine. Let's hope it will continue like this. Let's hope you liked what you see. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next episode. Bye everybody.